can achieve for British business to ensure that British business is able to get that great deal and that we can continue to see prosperity here in the UK.
Well, listening closely to that was Mike Wilson, President of British Automation and Robot Association. He's at today's conference at the CBI in London. Was that music to the ears? Do you think she gets it?
I think it's very good news. We welcome the investment in robotics, which I think will be important to generate new technologies for UK manufacturing. But I think it's also important that we need to recognise that UK manufacturing is a long way behind in terms of productivity, and the increased use of robotics is an important element of addressing that shortfall.
How big a cloud is Brexit for businesses like yours? Because there are two issues. There's the single market and then there's the movement of talent, if you like. Which of those bothers you most?
I don't think we worry about either to a large extent. It's more about Brexit's more about an opportunity. We see an opportunity for UK manufacturing to prosper, and it's important that we put the right steps in place to ensure that we do.
You say that there's been a lack of investment up until now. £2 billion, is that a realistic figure? Will that make a difference?
I think it will make a difference in terms of robotic technology development, but as I said earlier, I think the most important thing that we need to focus on now is encouraging the government to support UK manufacturing, to make sure they provide the leadership and to make sure that they develop the skills pipeline to ensure that our UK manufacturing can be as competitive and as productive as possible, and using robotics is one of the key technologies in terms of achieving that.
Yeah, but I go back to the question about Brexit and the movement of skills. Are you worried that in the negotiations that are coming up, that may not feature in a way that helps businesses like yours?
No, I think there's significant opportunities there, but we need to develop our own skills pipeline. We need engineers coming out of our universities and colleges with the correct skills to meet the needs of industry going forward.
There are a lot of people watching who hear about robotics. They're perhaps watching Westworld and programmes like that, have an idea of robotics which actually isn't in the immediate future, let's say. You're talking about jobs that could save people from harm's way, that would take away the mundane part of work out of the agenda, if you like.
Exactly. The majority of robots today are used in mundane, arduous, dangerous, dirty jobs, the kind of jobs that we shouldn't have people performing in today's world. And there's much more scope for robots to be applied within UK manufacturing to take those jobs away. And the jobs are then replaced by more highly skilled opportunities where people can really add value to the tasks that they're performing.
And how do we do as a country when it comes to robotics?
In terms of industry, unfortunately, we're behind the curve. We've got something like 31 robots per 10,000 workers outside of automotive, whereas countries like Germany have got 160 robots per 10,000 workers. The car plants you'd expect to see to be automated in the same way in this country as they are in other parts of the world. Our concern is the more general areas of engineering and food manufacturing, where we are behind what the rest of the world is doing. And we need to address that to ensure that we can remain competitive going forward.
Finally, very briefly, what did you make of Theresa May's performance today? I mean, she had a lot of calming of nerves, if you like, to do. Do you think she started that process?
I think she's done very well there. It was an interesting speech, but it was also, I think it set the scene for where we are and where we need to go forward from.
Mike Wilson, thank you very much for joining us.